What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to have a look at a conspiracy theory that history is repeating itself. Now this doesn't always have to have horrible consequences, but unfortunately it's always the downside of things that seems to line up here. So there's one sort of little misnomer in the two time periods we're going to be looking at here. We're going to be looking at 1938 to 1941, and a little bit before that, I'll explain in a second, and 2018 to 2021, where we currently are, and sort of see if we can pick up on a pattern here. Now, in 1938, France hosted the FIFA World Cup and Italy won it. In 2018, France won the World Cup, although it was hosted in Russia. If it had been hosted in Italy, that would have been even more of a, but it was hosted in Russia. Most people argue the common connection there is France with the FIFA World Cup. Other than that, all the other ones pretty much line up nicely, as if these things were actually nice. The Black Friday bushfires in 1939 killed 71 people and destroyed 2,000 homes in Australia, and that was primarily in New South Wales and Victoria. In 2019, and I did make a video about this, I think it's on my old channel, but Australia was again ravaged by bushfires, which killed 34 people, so half the amount, thankfully, and decimated 6,000 houses, so 3 times as many houses were destroyed. And once again, New South Wales and Victoria bore the brunt of that. In 1940, the Tokyo Olympics was cancelled due to an outbreak. This one was for World War II. In 2020, the Tokyo Olympics was postponed, wasn't outright cancelled, was just postponed due to an outbreak, this time the coronavirus. Now, that little bit before, in 1936, King Edward VIII abdicated his throne to marry an American divorcee who was very well known, just on her own as well. That was Wallis Simpson, and she was a socialite. In 2020, so the years don't line up here, but Harry and Meghan have left the royal family. Meghan is an American, and she was married before. She's an American divorcee. She's also an actress, so she's well known just on her own. And there's a lot of similarities between those two women and those two men and the situations that they were involved in. So, yeah. You can look that up yourself. The amount of things that they have that is similar are crazy, other than what I've just mentioned. Obviously, they were both well-liked princes. Obviously, before Edward became king, he was well-loved. Again, they married American divorcees. Both women were well-known. Professionally. Beforehand, they both ended up leaving the royal family. And then we get to some more cautious things here, and I'm being cautious because I don't fully know. I am just speculating here. But it is well documented that after his abdication, that Edward VIII had some well-documented, well-publicised Nazi sympathies. I think at one point even meeting with Hitler himself. Harry, on the other hand, went as a Nazi to a costume party, and we're hoping that that's as far as that similarity goes. We really are. So yeah, but they're now living in America. Megan is an American citizen, so it's really now like what's their political alignment in America, because that's currently the where the neo-Nazis are. That's the new Nazi Germany. Speaking of that particular topic, both of their leaders radicalized the followers into storming at first their own country. Just going to draw some parallels between the initial invasion of Germany and the storming of the capital. Leave that where that is. And so obviously there's a lot of things that are like you can see parallels, and it's terrifying. Here's where this year could actually be worse. In 1941, Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, and that brought the US into the Second World War. At the moment, their attention on the line of actual control between India and China. There's tensions all over the world about China and the US in their little trade war that they had going in 2020. And if we wanted to just go back even further into the 1800s, it looks like America may potentially be headed towards a second civil war, with some Republicans even calling for it, calling for citizens to take arms against. And as we saw at the storming of the Capitol, there are people that still wave the Confederate flag. So the United States are not so united anymore. And I think that the Me Too movement, the BLM protests, all of the shootings that have happened against like LGBT people and stuff, it's all into if it does break out, then I believe the Second American Civil War could end up leading to the Third World War, like World War III. I think that once America splinters itself into the United States and the Confederate States, because I think that that's going to happen. I think this time the result may end up being different, and in order to keep the peace, the government of the United States will allow them to secede from the Union. That would then mean that the Confederate would then need to make allies, and they wouldn't make allies with the people that are siding with the United States, which would put the Confederate States in line with, which have, like wouldn't put them in line with the Shah, for instance, because we have an alliance with America at the moment. When that break happens and they start making allies, the United States might see that as a threat, and Americans being Americans, they'll start World War III. I think when the break happens, the first president of the Confederate States is probably going to be Donald Trump. The MAGA Nazis are going to want to put him back in power straight away. I don't know. I can see it happening. And unfortunately, I don't think this is just a pitch for a dystopian novel. I actually think this is more than likely going to happen. But yeah, at the moment, just a theory, just some strange coincidences, and then just me speculating that the darkest days are ahead, which is always fun, isn't it? Anyway, if you liked this video or you think this theory is interesting and would like me to look into it more, give this video a thumbs up. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. It would mean so much. And ring that notification bell if you want to be notified when I upload new videos. That would also be greatly appreciated. I will leave links to some sources down below. And yeah, let me know what you thought in the comments section as well. And until next time, keep your head screwed on.